favorite new part of the show right here where we get to have a little fun. Big Ragu, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can take it off.
I guess
that was my last game, so you go first.
Yeah, I'm going to go first. Here we go. Let's go.
Where's our guy at?
Yeah, shooting from the hip, man. So these, once again, since y'all don't know, these are plays that people like ourselves, we look at them and we're all over from a distance, but we not necessarily always make it to the window with it. But they hold dear to us each week, and sometimes it's just one of those gut feelings or something. You just see it and bang. But here we go right here. My shooting from the hip. First off, let's go Notre Dame, Syracuse. I like Syracuse. I'm sad as a fan. I just don't see Notre Dame, making it out the struggle right here. And Syracuse is actually a quality team. They did a decent job trying to go up against Clemson last week. They got a new style to them. They play a little more defense than they are offensive heavy as they usually was in the past. They are going to be playing on the carpet in Syracuse, so that's fast as well. So as much as I like the unders with Notre Dame, I kind of lean over. But I'm not sure if that Syracuse defense is as soft as I think it is, because that Notre Dame offense is getting too typical. On 3rd and long, they're looking for Myers. On 1st and a few, they're trying to get a few yards on the ground. I mean, it's easy. Nobody's stepping up. You got the same players, but shout out to Payne. Payne's doing the best as a guy back there controlling the offense, but I don't think he gets it done on the road. They told me, teams pack defense on the road, so I don't know. I'm going to leave the total alone altogether. Next up, Illinois, Nebraska. Now, I don't mean to stump teams out. And, if we really did a show about all the coaches that left early and where the teams are now, Nebraska might be one that's thriving since getting rid of the coach. But this Illinois team ain't nothing to be played with. These guys are top in so many categories. It's almost like you keep looking at them like, are they the real deal? Are they the real deal? Are they the real deal? But I really think Illinois can get it done big time over Nebraska at home. People always want to say Nebraska at home, Nebraska at home. Man, that's a thing from 10, 15 years ago. I'm not going to disrespect nobody's house. Of course, you're supposed to be a little tougher to play at the house. But, hey, it's Nebraska. They've been falling apart this time of year every year for the last 5 years. And my last but not least shooting from the hip is San Diego State and Fresno State. Fife, the quarterback that's taking over for Haener at Fresno State, he finally played some lower competition and got things to going. I thought he would have got it together a lot faster than that, but it took him a little bit longer. He got ready when I got off him, so I missed his heyday. I actually took him when he had some bad performances. But this week he plays this San Diego State team, and this San Diego State team, they like a chicken out of the water with, a fish out the pond with offense and quarterbacks. So they're changing them every other day and all this kind of stuff. But a few games now, they've been finding ways to win. They've been put 21 points up, all this kind of stuff. Their run game is not as strong as it was in the past. And they just do what got to be done on offense. But the defense is where they make their money. The defense against this Fife quarterback for Fresno State could pose a lot of problems for him. If he's been struggling those first 2 games, he got in over an easy team. He gets smacked in the mouth by some of these defensive linemen and the type of pressure that they're going to put on him, the type of coverage they're going to play him with. It's going to be a physical game that he may not be ready for, and San Diego State could tear away with that one. That's my shooting from the hip.
That was a quick 6-rounder right there, man. Wow. Yeah.
You ready? You all loaded up and ready to go?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. So I like those looks. I like them all, actually. I like them. I got 3 games too. I'm going to start out with the NC State and Virginia Tech game. Now, this game here, we're talking about two teams that started out going, or 2 teams that were starting out going different directions. One team is still going in the same direction it started out with. The other team is kind of flip-flopped a little bit. So the team that's going in the same direction was Virginia Tech. Brent Pry, first-year coach. They got Wells, the Marshall quarterback. He's had many a struggle this season. They're sitting at 2 of 5, 3 and 4 with the number. Boom.
Oops.
That's all right. He's shooting from the hip too, man. But anyways, Virginia Tech off to a little bit of a slow start this season, and it's to be expected. You got a transfer portal quarterback and a new coach. So the new if it's a new coach, and we've seen it with Oklahoma this year too. It takes a lot for these teams to kind of come together and put things together. To be successful early on. So they're just trying to figure things out at Virginia Tech. NC State, Leary got hurt a couple weeks ago. They were rolling pretty hard. They were sitting at 5-0. They were doing okay with the number, nothing spectacular, but they were winning. They were winning football games. This is a team that was, they were rolling. They were talking. Maybe thinking ACC championship. Talking big bowl games, that type of thing. I mean, more than likely they're going to get to a bowl game. They only need like one more win on the season, which they'll get, and they'll probably get this one here. As a matter of fact. We're looking at about a 13.5 spread with about a 40 total here. Even though with the backup, I think Leary's gone for the season for the most part with his shoulder injury. I think they're just going to have to take a whole new approach on trying to hit the not so much the passing, but their rushing game. When they rush for 100 yards, they're like undefeated. So that's the key number for the Wolfpack is, focus on the running game. They really don't have to they have the best linebacker, what I think is the best linebacking core in college football. They're just shut down nasty linebacking core. I mean, they played 3 and 4 to the overs, so I think those numbers are kind of built in. Now, especially with the fact that they got a quarterback that's running, a lot lighter version of the offense, so it's going to be run heavy. So I think, I would lean, even though we got a low number 40, I think it might be right at that number. I could see Virginia Tech not putting a whole lot of points up against his defense. And even though they'll have the offensive struggles, NC State will, they'll still be good enough to cover the 2 scores here. So that's what I like there. I like NC State to kind of get the job done there. Then we go to Southern Miss and Louisiana. I just got through talking about Louisiana's win against Arkansas State last week. Southern Miss is a pretty good little football team. Now, here's the thing. There's a little caveat to this game here. You got to peel back the onion a little bit. They rolled up about 500-something yards, like I told you, against Ark State last week. Southern Miss's defense is a lot better here. And they are focused on the run, too. They were rolling along pretty well. They stumbled last week against Troy, I believe. I'm not Troy. They played last week. So they won the week before. They kind of stumbled up a little bit. But anyways, they're sitting at 4-3, 5-2 to the number. These teams are identical to the number: 4-3, 5-2, and 3-4 to the over and under. So I think this game takes on a whole new look. I think we're going to see like a knockdown, drag-out type of game. We're going to see a defensive scrum here. Now, Louisiana plays different at home. Southern Miss the same way. I think this is the game where Southern Miss, they're both going to control the line of scrimmage. I think Southern Miss will have it on the offensive side their way a little bit more, and Louisiana will try to, counteract that, run some defensive schemes to try to slow Frank Gore down. The line's kind of shifted on this one. The Golden Eagles were getting 2.5. Now they become a 1.5-point favorite, and I think it's the right side too. I think some of the value has gone them as a dog at home, and this is another one. Know something. This is another team that I like playing at home. We don't have the rankings here, but we have the home team underdog, like DJ Big Boss was saying. He likes to play on the home teams. This is one of those games. So I think the line's moving in the right direction. I think the Sharps got involved in this game a little bit early, and they're on Southern Miss, and so do I. So I take Southern Miss laying like the point in this spot here. And then the last one, this is 2 teams going different directions. It's a New England type of game. You got UConn with the first-year coach, Jim Moore Jr., right? And we got Boston College with your former quarterback, Jurkovic. Now, Boston College hasn't had a lot of success doing anything this year. They got 2 W's on the season. Connecticut they're 2-5 to the number, 2-5 wins, 2-5 to the spread. Connecticut is 3-5 with 6-2 with the spread. So Connecticut Moore has done a lot of good things up there. Starting out slow, but hell, they've been smashing numbers. I think they've covered like 3 in a row now. They're really playing some good football. They're playing at home. They're playing at the Yale Bowls where they always play. Boston College, they're 1-8 ATS their last 9. All the 11 unders in the last 15 games. Connecticut's 4-1 their last 5, but they're 4-6 straight up. But guess what? Connecticut's catching points here, catching 2 scores, like 9.5, 10 points. Boston College hasn't shown me nothing all season. Jump on UConn, take the Huskies at home, and this is an outright upset win special. Take the money line on Connecticut, plus the big number. Let's go Huskies. Money line and sprinkle. Sprinkle. Don't just bet. Take the 9.5. Put the 10, 9.5 in your pocket, but sprinkle something on the money line here with UConn because I think they can beat Boston College too. Give Frank Moore another win. Bring that column up to 4-5, and maybe they'd be looking at a bowl game. Who knows?
There it is. There. You heard it right here first, man.
Right there, baby.
Yeah, shooting from the hip. Wait, let's go out on the shooting from the hip. There we go right there, man. Let's shout out to our chat, man. Alex Mares, Geraldo Hernandez, unbelievable. We had, Gurmo's in there. Our guy, what's up, Big G? Lil said it, jumps in here, and our guy knows something. Nice to see you in the chat, know something. Make sure you come back next week. Hop back in the chat. We definitely have more for you. Shout out to G Martinez and all 11,000 people that's watching but ain't in the chat right now. Shout out to y'all too, man. We had a great time right here. Another Boss in the Sauce show. Y'all know every Wednesday, 5:30 on the West, 8:30 on the East. That's how we do it. It's plain, it's simple, it's straight to the point, it's fun, it's real, it's correct. Come back and join us for more. Any words for the people before we get out of here, Big Roo?
No,
the Boss in the Sauce show.
You quick on the finger today, my man. Yeah, I'll shout out to the chat. G Martinez with the suey going on. Suey! All the pigs in the chat. Yeah, I love it. Arkansas this week again. We'll be rolling. When you come check us out Saturday, we got this Saturday show we do at the Pub Hub on Saturday mornings from 10 o'clock on the East, 8 o'clock on the West. I'm pushing ahead of them now, man. 10 o'clock on the East, 7 o'clock on the West side. So, we'll be doing that Saturday morning up until kickoff. And then, just bounce back with us right here. Pull up a chair like my man says, hang out with us for an hour. And, we just kick it around and shoot from the hip on occasion and have some fun with you guys. That's what we like to do. Early release. And, we see how we do the rest of the way out. And then I think 2 of those games were tomorrow night too on the hip games that we talked about.
Absolutely. So get that early money, y'all.
Yeah. North Carolina State, Virginia, Southern Miss, and Louisiana tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. And we're going to get on up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody showing in. Check back with us. Make sure you subscribe to Who-Bangin Sports Talk. Check out me and Dom Ricci, sometimes Big Ragu, and the rest of us on Before You Bet on Sundays, 12:30 on the West, 3:30 on the East. And look out for my man Wham with the NBA going anytime, any day. So make sure you hit the alert button because you never know when you'll get some gems from Wham right here on Who-Bangin Sports Talk. We out. The Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.